Alright, thank you, Bob. That kid has the coolest dreadlocks ever. Alright, so now I'm hoping you guys can see this screen and you can hear me. And much better. Alright, we've got no lag. Okay, we are go. Alright, let me just put my pretty face up. Wouldn't want to deny you all. Alright, here we go. So what I wanted to talk about to start with is all these towns. Now we've got all these towns that they're actually everywhere, and they're called, like I said, garden cities or model towns. And we found some in England, and they are everywhere. This one is in Poland. This one is called Zarado. I'm going to say Zarado. Is a town in a former industrial hub with approximately 41,000 inhabitants. It was founded by the Lubienski brothers as a textile factory in 1833. One of the directors of the factory was a French inventor, and the town developed during the 19th century into a significant textile mill town. Okay, so this is in Poland, and this was a textile town, and this is one of the buildings. So these towns are all pre-built. This is the deal. They're pre-built. So basically what the story that they give us is that some, wealthy magnate dude, landowner, who has a very big heart, comes in and buys vacant land and then builds buildings like this, massive cathedrals, massive, capital and government buildings, and then big, 2-3 story red brick houses for all the people that are going to become workers. And then what they do, they bring people in, they give them all a house, and then they give them a job. And they say, this is what you do, and they train them up, and before you know it, basically they've got a work crew. And within sort of, 10 years, you can imagine a lot of these people form couples, have children, all this stuff, and before long they forget what's going on, they're just working. And here we find ourselves 150 years later. But these are the kind of buildings that they were building. As you can see, just, classic old world building. Oh, there you go, that's their symbol, red brick. Oh. And here, so obviously it's a bit cold there, but look at this. This is the town. And so these were huge. These were, like a World's Fair setup, but they were a town. So I'm wondering if these were actually, if these were in the old world more, sort of industrial areas where they produce things, and the World's Fair kind of cities were more, the cities where people went to hang out and check out the art and get healed and do all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but look at these buildings. There you go, there's another one, because this is what you build. Just when you're building a town, just for people to come and work, you build this. And I'm not sure if they're saying this was housing or whatever, but check out this. They were so good that they built it half in the ground, which is what you do when you're going to build a new city and fill it with workers, right? You build stuff half in the ground. And of course, Martin was talking about the gas lights and gaslighting this morning, and here we have a couple. And of course, the same all over the world, guys. These gas lights. He was talking about ones with bars on them. I can't see the bars, but it actually looks like it might have some short bars there. I don't really zoom in these pictures very well. Alright, let's see if there's another one. Here we go. So this is the kind of buildings that they build. This is the bank. Looks like this one was built as a mud flutter too. So that's Zarado, and that's in Poland. Okay, so we've seen the ones in England, in the UK, well in the UK, They are actually in Scotland and Ireland as well. This one's in Poland. And this says, Heel and Dietrich. The company Heel and Dietrich was an important company in the textile industry in Bohemia and later in Czechoslovakia. The company was founded by Karl Dietrich and Karl Theodor in 1849 as a yam trading company. There you go, it's a bit different. Yams, of course, to anyone who's from Australia, a yam is a sweet potato. In 1857, the owners of a Warsaw bank bought the textile factories, blah, 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 and turned it into a textile town, basically, is what happened. So the French engineer Philip Henry de Gerard, the inventor of the flax spinning machine, and there's lots of inventors, you know, who own these towns, which is interesting. They all sort of tend to invent the machines that they then use to in their factories. It's a little bit suspicious, that. And so basically, yeah, the town was built and named after him. So the same deal here. They built this town. These are the buildings they were building, and you've got to understand as well, when they built these towns and villages and things, I mean, they were pretty much cities. I mean, they really were. They were complete, all the housing, all the infrastructure, you know, factories and work, everything there. Cathedrals, you can see in the background here. Got a nice tower, bit of antiquitech on top there. But this was all built before the owner actually ever made a cent off the you know, the building, off the work, off the industry. So it was all done. You know, these guys must have had a lot of money, because I mean, and where'd they get all the bricks in one go? And these were, you know, the story is these were all being built across the realm at about the same time. It's all pretty much the same as World Fairs, all pretty much 1850s, maybe a couple before that, and up to sort of the 1880s. They were all apparently constructed. Here's another shot of it, and as you can see, this is not a small, you know, this is a story that they built all of this, the whole lot. Moved everyone in, taught them how to run the factory, and then the guy who built it, apparently he just sat in his castle here and counted the money. Here's a picture from back in the day. And this one was given to me by Laura, by the way, from Laura channel. Go check her out if you haven't already, Lorra. And I mean, just old world buildings everywhere. And this is, of course, the magnate, the gentry, the dude, the landowner, and someone else with a fancy moustache. And again, this is what they were building, guys. Mud flooders. Alright? All these towns, well, everyone that I've seen so far, they're just full of mud flooders. It's all old world and they're all flooded out. So my theory is that they found these, you know, flooded, you know, dilapidated, and all they really did was dig them out enough to make them usable, flatten it all off and clean them up, and then bring the workers in. How are we going? 179 viewers. Alright. This is another bearded man and another house, and again, it's a mud flooder. And they build chapels like this, you know, of course, and cathedrals. Look at this. See how this has fallen off and what's behind it? Red brick. It's always red brick. So yeah, this is basically the same story. You know, it goes sort of right into what they did. But the same story. They set this up as textiles, to get people into textiles. Hershey's. Anyone ever heard of Hershey chocolates? Yep, Hershey chocolate started as one of these towns. So this is actually 5 towns in the US. This is Pullman, Illinois, and this one apparently failed. So George Pullman completed construction of a new manufacturing complex, a town on 4,000 acres. So this is what we're told. they're building full towns on like 4,000 acres to start their business. And like I said, spending all this money before they've made a cent out of the business. Founded 1867 to build luxury railroad sleeping cars. He intended his planned community to help prevent labour unrest, of course, blah, blah, blah. And this one apparently failed, but I mean, there you go. Look at the building that he built. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, Hershey's chocolate. Here we go. In 1900, Milton Hershey sold the successful caramel candy business he'd founded in order to become a pioneer in the mass production of milk chocolate. He built a factory complex near his birthplace in rural Pennsylvania, in part because the area's dairy farms offered access to ample supplies of milk. Blah, blah, blah. Hershey, okay, so due to the remote location of the factory, Hershey also constructed a town for his employees, intending it as an industrial utopia, with streets named Chocolate and Cocoa Avenues. Whoa. The new town featured a wide variety of affordable modern homes. Okay, so this time he's selling the homes. So in the earlier ones, they basically brought them in and they were I don't know if they were renting them, but they definitely weren't selling the homes. They probably obviously did later on. And here we go. They also had, in this town, he built a tram system, trolley system, public schools, social clubs, an amusement park, and a zoo. All right? So, you can believe that one if you want. In 1909, Hershey, who was childless and had a limited formal education, established a local boarding school for orphaned boys. Oh, well, that's not good, is it? During the Great Depression, he launched a building campaign that kept hundreds of people employed, blah, blah, blah. So there we go. That's so this one's a little bit different because it said he already was making money. I don't know how much money he made off his caramel candy business that he sold, but obviously enough to build a town with a brand new manufacturing plant and zoos, amusement parks, schools, social clubs, everything. Steinway Village, Steinway in New York. Steinway Pianos. In 1853, German immigrant Henry Steinway founded a piano-making business bearing his name. In 1870, the thriving Steinway and Sons needed more space, so they built a town. But the company's success had also made it a target of labour agitators, eager to get their employees away from anarchists. Oh, come on. Anarchists are good. And socialists, yeah, well, socialists aren't so good, who were continually breeding discontent among workmen and inciting them to strike. According to William Steinway, one of his sons, the family constructed a complex including a foundry, a sawmill on 400 acres in the lightly populated Astoria section of Queens, New York. So there you go. He also established a village with housing for his workers, which gave him some control. So how's this story? Basically what they're saying is his workers kept striking. And so what he did is he built a town, basically gave them housing, and I guess it was pretty much, well, if you strike, guess what? They're out on the street. You know, give them a bit of incentive, right? Roebling, New Jersey. A town that helped build some of America's most famous bridges. And again, full of massive old world buildings. In the 1840s, Prussian immigrant John Roebling launched a wire rope manufacturing business and began designing and building suspension bridges. Well, there you go. Why not? His best known project was the Brooklyn Bridge, which was completed after his death by his son Washington. John Roebling's three sons expanded their father's business, and in 1904 the family bought farmland south of Trenton, where the company had been based since 1848, to build a steel mill, and then along with the plant they built more than 750 houses, several hotels for unmarried working men, recreation fields, and an auditorium. There you go. The company also maintained housing, lawns, streets, etc., etc. But Unlike George Pullman, the Roeblings did not try to control the moral lives of their employees. Well, there you go, that's nice of them. And Scotia, California, developed in the 1880s by the Pacific Lumber Company, which needed housing for its loggers and mill workers. In Northern California town, blah, 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 Nova Scotia, pretty much the same story. That's more of a milling town, which we still get. There still are lumber towns, and I guess that's a bit different. If they're made out of wood, we'd have to see. Let's have a look and see what Scotia, California looks like. Okay. Well, yeah, no, everything's built out of wood. So there you go, that's the Pacific Lumber Company. And is this, yeah, here we go. This is the kind of thing that they were building in Scotia, California, apparently. As you do. Why not? One of these, yep, we'll have one of these as well. Chuck a few cheap ladders on the outside so that it makes it look like we built it in the 60s. But that's clearly a mud flutter. Look at the level, how it just goes down as it gets down there. Here we go, a bit more. That's a big piece of wood. So yeah, this looks like a timber, obviously a timber town, but it looks like it's got a few big old buildings in it too. What's this? Oh, okay, that's that one. We just saw the B&B. And I guess it depends on the town and the size of it, what's salvageable, what's been destroyed, how much has been destroyed. Where am I? There. Alright, what's everyone saying? Oh, 197 viewers. Hello. Mr. Brees, how you going? East Coast, who we got here? Jerusha McBear, hello, hey. Tuma, hello. Robin Smith. Forever Flat, hey, how you going? Dan. Asahori, I don't even know how to say that. Ashoria, how you going? Alright, so I'm just gonna, what's this? Steinway Village? Oops, Steinway Village is another one. Itchy eyes. Desire to remove employees from Manhattan's teeming humanity, particularly organised labour and machinations of anarchists and socialists, blah blah blah. So this is at Steinway Village. Oh, I can't get any pictures, hang on. So this is Steinway Village. So just so that you know, like this is the kind of places we're talking about. With buildings like this. Steinway Village. Actually, let's see if my picture works. Can you see that? Oh my gosh. 1 second. Okay, what? Yep, that one. Oh. Hang on, how do I move that? There. Alright, some memes. Okay, we've got it going. So there you go guys, get ready. Now this is from Callum. So, and there you go, right? Simply a cast of characters in his story. Now Callum has started a Mewe, what is it Callum? A page, a group, something. The link is in the description. And he's posting all these memes that he's making. So go and check it out and share these memes around. Got this one. Do you miss the history? What the fuck? Of course, giant books. It's time to spirit up. And again, mud flutter. Right. Whoops. Okay, so this is Yeah, Hershey's. Oh, they're not very big pictures, but basically this place was just full of old world. Hang on, I think, okay, I'm going to have to go back to the pictures. Alright, that didn't work. Okay, let's just jump into pictures for a bit. Where have I got them? Sorry guys. Alright, that's my pyramid. Thought I'd show you. It's about, I don't even know how big it is. I think it's 2 meters wide on each side. It's fairly big, you can definitely sit under it. It's got a copper top, like a Duracell. Okay, so these, okay, I know what I've done. Who's seen this picture now? I'm not sure what the deal is here, but I mean, it does also look like they could be in an airship maybe, but you can't see the bottom of it. But it looks a lot like, you know, what it feels like down here, doesn't it? You know, a bunch of directors and script writers up there sitting, watching down, looking down on us. And I'm pretty sure this is just like a drawing. I don't think this is an actual city, but pretty cool. Now let me find the right file, and we should be good to go. Here we go. Alright, let's see, I should have organised this, shouldn't I? Alright, so this is the linen one. I've forgotten what that was called. Which one was it? The one in Poland anyway. So this is where they used to bleach the linen. But look at these buildings. And again, look how far they go around. All built just, you know, before they made any money. And you know, this is before, you know, it's a lot to invest before you know that you know, your business is going to be a success, isn't it? It's kind of all or nothing. This is the church they built in that town, the cathedral, for the workers. And these are the workers. So these are the people that were brought in the 1850s, and you know, around that time, you know, sort of, it wasn't all at once, of course, and we know that date, right? The 1850s. Of course, 1851 was the first, you know, sort of official World's Fair, World's Exposition in London. And at the same time, you know, people were getting released, as far as we can tell, orphans into these fairs and getting, you know, indoctrinated, given diplomas and things. And it seems that the other, you know, the rest of the population were thrown into these work towns. Given, and is this why they all, this is, you know how the clothes, right? The clothes, they're always wearing the same clothes. Is it because they were all working at these factory towns? And basically when they got there, they all got handed out their uniform. And so they're all wearing it. And so when we see them in the city, I don't know, maybe that's just the weekend, their day off, and they're all told to go out and learn how to shop and be good consumers. And so they're all wearing the same clothes. What do you reckon? I thought, here's the dudes in somewhere, but these are basically, yeah, cotton workers. And as you can see, look, they all look almost identical. They've even all got the same moustache. I wonder if that was part of the uniform. Look, every single one. Is this a statue? That looks like a statue. That dude. Is that dude a statue? But yeah, look, pretty much all the same uniform, right? You know, obviously you get a change up, or maybe these are these must be the management in their white coats. Because, you know, they're like doctors. Now this is just the scale, right? And of course, you know, mud everywhere. They haven't cleaned this one out too well, because this is, you know, they're in industry. Look at this. Look at this big raised bit. What's that covering? But look at this. Look at this cathedral. I mean, seriously, look at the size of that cathedral. Now, the story is that was built by these people who built this whole, everything you can see and more, you know, for their workers. And it's a very interesting picture, isn't it? Because look at this. These are all wood. Look, all of these, this wooden, you know, wooden bridge things. Wood, I mean, obviously, no, this isn't the timber town. This is the cotton town. All wood, right? This is what they could build. And then in the background, what do we get? Look at these buildings. Okay, so the story is that, you know, this was built as a business, as a business, and so he's going to build the chapel, you know, 10 times bigger than it needs to be, and use all those materials, and then only have, you know, use actual just wood and wooden sheds for his actual business, you know, where they're storing stuff. I mean, what do you reckon? Strange story, hey? Here's another pic. Same place. This is the top of that cathedral. As you can see, look at this. This is what you build when you're just building a town, right? Look at that. Antiquitech. Don't know what that is in there. But there you go. I mean, how long do you reckon that would take to build? That's the other thing about these towns. When you look at them, I mean, they would, you know, they'd take decades to build. And you know, but I don't even know what the dates are. I don't think I've seen any dates given to how fast they build them. They just kind of say they built them. And they just whacked them up. This is inside. I just found this interesting. This is back in 1900. I've got a date there, no, but look at the machinery. It's all pretty, you know, it's pretty high tech for 1900 really, isn't it? And it's, look, just the way it's laid out, all this stuff up the top here. This is all, okay, that's winding wheels. You know, this is the thing, did they find all this set up already and then just reuse it? Because they were clearly making good textiles back in the old civilization. You know, we've seen the fashion. Here again, this is what they were building, and of course, you know, like every good garden city, you build mud flooders. You can see these windows, they all go straight into the ground, and always directly under the window above them. And of course, when that happens, you then need to build stairs up to the higher floor so you can get in. And see, this is just, these are wooden stairs. Look at that, you can see the shadow? It looks like they're just wooden. They're not even, it's not solid. So they could build this building, but they couldn't even do solid stairs. No, that's just a bit of wood. Just a bit of wood. Wood you could. How are we going? 245 viewers. Hello. Oh, I just lost 2. I mustn't be doing a good enough job. Alright, here's another pic. And of course, you know, in the ground, just like, you know, the palaces, everything, you know, it's all through Paris as well. More pics of mud flooders. So this is all the same town, guys. All these pictures, everything you've seen, all in the same town. And here we go. Look at this chapel. That looks like the one, in Paris, doesn't it? You know that huge one in Paris that you see? It's in the old black and white film. That looks a lot like it. I can't remember if it's got the 2 spires or not. But if you know, what's that one called? Can anyone remember? It's right. Is it St. Peter's? Oh God, that's not very good. But yeah, but I mean, again, look at the size. Just, you know. But look at that. This is a 3-story building here, and look at the size of this thing. Redunculous, I tell you, redunculous. There you go. This is the factory that they dug out, but not very well because it's going up on a bit of an angle. And look at this castle tower just sitting there. And of course, look at this light, and look how tall that is. That one must have survived the flood. or the, you know, plasma event, whatever it was, big chimney. I think we've seen that one. That's basically the layout of the town. So that's I can't remember, Zyrado, but all of these are the same. That's not a very good picture, as you can see back in the day. But yeah, just this is the Steinway pianos. Just, you know, these are all Tartar, you know, what we call Tartar in the old world buildings. Look, and they're showing them off. Look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. You know, just ridiculous. And of course, everything around them is flattened out. New trees. Oh, I don't even have any of Hershey's. Well, there you go. So this was, yeah, Hershey's chocolate. So basically, yeah, this is the story with these towns, is they're digging them out of the mud and they're using them as indoctrination villages, literally. They bring people in, they give them everything they need, you know, like a good socialist government. And then when they do that, you know, the people can't leave, right? It's like, if you leave, you lose your house, you lose your food. Once they've got kids and things, they're stuck. And then, of course, they start spinning the rhetoric, you know, that what they're doing is the right thing. That's what they tell their kids, because, you know, they think if their kids don't do it, that they'll starve. And then, you know, as I said, a few more generations, and here we end up. 263, all right, someone joined. How we going? Zal, how you going? Brian, Dano, Forever Flat, Happy Brewer, Nyon, Scotty Waddles, how you doing, Scotty? George, hello. Dan, Miles, Hippie Shake, hello. Oh, Martin, oi, oi. Hey, Martin, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. They did build big. I liked your show this morning. Gaslighting, very good. Good to have a flatter day in Oz. See, I always get confused. I wake up on Sunday and all I hear is flatter day. But to me, it's Funder Day. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen, that's why. Oh, you can't even see me, can you? Hang on. There, now you can see me. Well, I'm not even looking at the camera, but the village on a city scale, blah, 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 we're also, yeah, well, basically, Andy, you know, it went from that, and I guess, you know, this is also how they got their law introduced, right? They just started telling people, oh, this is the rules, this is the rules. Sign here, oh, you need this, you know, you need this license to do that, I will train you up and now you're this, and also, you know, they start to build the hierarchy, don't they? You know, some people, they train up as managers and give them a bit more money, and then they build them up like, oh, you're better than everyone else, and they start to build this division, and it just keeps going. Aaron, how you going? Gaslighted over the gaslights, I know, right? Go figure. Voynich, how you going? Funder Day and beyond, yes. Mad Max, beyond Funder Day. Okay, so what else do I have here? Now, I think I turned off, did I turn off my other thing? No, that's over there. Okay, one moment. Alright, gosh, where am I? Alright, and yeah, actually what I wanted to say, you know, obviously with YouTube's algorithm, right, has anyone been watching, you know, there's all these reaction, reaction to song videos, and those things are going off. I saw a couple today, you know, like 3 million views in sort of 9 months and things, and it's literally just someone listening to a song and reacting to it. So yeah, they're huge at the moment. So two things I've noticed about that is, one, they're listening to all the old music. You know, this, I mean, I don't know, it could be just me, obviously, but what I'm seeing is, you know, everyone's listening to the 70s music and the 80s music and things like this. And all this newer, crappy, poppy stuff seems to have kind of disappeared. So that's good. And the other thing is, a lot of these people are from, inner city, big cities in America, inner city people who are basically, they don't know any of these songs. Like literally, they're doing reactions because they don't, like, you watch these people and they've never heard of like Pink Floyd, they've never heard of Queen. So they're good reactions. You see these people listen to these bands the first time ever, and that blows their mind. And then all these bands that most of us, well at least me as a an Aussie growing up in the sort of 80s and 90s, I know that all that kind of music, and the 70s. But yeah, I mean, and the reason they don't know these songs is because this is what society does. They've been given their music. They were given rap music, right? That's your music. It used to be like rhythm and blues, but then it turned into rap. And of course, along with rap comes the lifestyle, right? You've got to get your tats, you've got to wear your jeans around your knees, and then of course, it's all associated with drugs and debauchery and, what do they call it when they shake their butts? I can't even remember. When they all, twerking, that's it, twerking. All these things that go along with that music, it creates a culture around it. And so these people, like some of them are in their 30s and stuff, and they've never heard of Queen or Pink Floyd, and it's because that's not what they're supposed to. They're given their diet of music, and this creates a few things. It creates division, clearly, but people jump into it because people like to feel part of something, and so they start attaching to it and start building this persona of who they are in this physical world. And so what it really does is, by keeping people, and as well, it's keeping you in a box as far as your music, because you're only listening to, I'm going to take these off, a small snippet, but to you it's everything. And so it just puts you in a box. It's like anything. It's like education, like a job. They use music so much against us. And of course music, when you walk around singing a song, that's affirmations. So, don't sing sad songs or bad songs, but I mean, have you heard some of the lyrics to some of these rap songs? God, some of the stuff Eminem used to say, and you can imagine kids walking around singing this stuff as affirmations just all day. Not good. Not good, not good. Everyone's going off. 278 people, alright. How are we going? So, words. Words of the day. So I was thinking about ward. I think you mentioned it this morning, Martin. Forward and toward and forward is ward, right? And a ward is like a spell. It's like what am I thinking of? Like a seal, almost like a spell seal, something that you use to ward things off, to keep away bad spirits and things. And so we use the word ward all the time. We have wardens, in prisons and hospitals and things like this. And then we have forward. Okay, so it's, what's that? For the ward, for, and then to ward, or is that double ward? So all these words, right? Ward, to ward off, words, right? And the other one I was thinking about was, what have I got here? Magi. Imagine. Imagine is magi, knee. Knee. The knights who say knee. But yeah, I'm magi. It's got magi in the middle of it. And of course, imagination is magi nation. And a nation is somewhere you live, right? So a nation could be thoughts as well, mind space. Magi, again, is this saying that they're trying to put a spell on our imagination, our creativity? The magi. Or maybe the magi were good, right? The three wise magi went and gave gifts to the baby Jesus. So there, yeah, a couple of words. And I've actually got notes here. And I've just got to go and get these. So I thought we would have a bit of a look at a king. Just get rid of some of these pages. A king from the year 1100, I think, and he was called Canute. Canute the Great. And guys, that says Canute. You can't even see it, so you don't know. It says Canute, and it doesn't say anything else. Canute. It's not a misspelling. Canute the Great. This is Canute. And he's not that guy from Bali either, if you're from Australia. 1031. So this is around, the year 1000. I guess what year was? I guess is that the year 0? We don't know. Canute the Great. Canute in Old English, Canute means crying. In Old Norse, it is Canuta. There you go. Also known as Canute. He was the king of Denmark, England, and Norway, often referred to together as the North Sea Empire during his rule. Today he is popularly invoked in the context of the legend King Canute and the Tide, which is often misrepresented as being about a deluded monarch who believed that he has supernatural powers. This popular portrayal is contrary to the content of the original legend, which portrayed him as a wise king who rebuked his courtiers for their fawning behaviour. So he must have been one of these religious zealot types. And he was a Danish prince, and of course, you know, the Danes, Denmark. There's a bit more of that. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to get into that in this live at the next one, all about, you know, the East India Company and all that, but I do digress. So Canute, it's such a good name. As Danish Prince Canute won the throne of England in 1016 in the wake of centuries of Viking activity, his later accession to the Danish throne in 1018 brought the crowns of England and Denmark together, and Canute sought to keep this power base by uniting Danes and English under the cultural bonds of wealth and custom. I've always thought that wealth was a good cultural bond. It's bonding. As well as through sheer brutality. Oh, okay. Didn't see that one. So the cultural bonds of wealth, custom, and sheer brutality. So who would like to go and live in the kingdom of Canute, where you can share the wealth, the customs, and the sheer brutality? Yes, quite a sales offer. After a decade of conflict with opponents in Scandinavia, Canute claimed the crown of Norway. In Trondheim in 1028, the Swedish city of Sigtuna was held by Canute. God, they write that a lot, don't they? So they even like to write it. It's good to say, Canute. He had coin struck there, but it was never recorded that he was the king. And basically it goes down that he ruled England and the North Sea, Denmark, and brought them all into one nation, basically, back in the year 1000 or so is what we're told. And basically he had to conquer everyone. So again, he's one of these people who sort of went out and decided that he was going to go around and just conquer all the lands. And a few links to the Vikings. It's all around that kind of time, that whole Viking story. But I mean, what we're told about the Vikings is they were in boats and they'd sail the seas and they'd get up and they'd attack people and steal their things. Unlike King Canute here, who was just into wealth and sheer brutality. Old Canute. Old Canute. A jolly good kicking here. Where are we? No. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand her. I cannot take it anymore, Captain. She might blow. Burn the snow. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that. Snow that you can burn in the US. Part of this snowstorm thing, isn't it? He was a mean Canute. He was. Canute. Is anyone here? Yeah, it's allegedly, right? Is anyone here from Texas? From Texas town? Nobody expects the Canute imposition, no. Okay, see you, Brian. Have a good day. Yeah, is anyone from Texas? Is anyone over in the US where all the, crazy weather and snow and things are happening? We just don't have the power. There you go, Crystal Shaman. Hello. I should turn this back so I'm actually looking at you, shouldn't I? Hang on. Alright, there we go. Oh, now you get this funny thing. What? There you go, that's better. We can look at Canute the Great. Alright. Vikings, yeah, Vikings, 6 kings, yes. Exactly. 6 are us. Haven't heard of that. I've heard of 8 are us. That was a fantastic show from the 70s. Boris Johnson treating us all like Canutes. Yeah, he is a bit of a Canute, isn't he? Oh, Boris. Oh, bumbling Boris. Elliot, Dallas. How are you going? Are you in Dallas? Is it frozen? Crystal, just north. Have you got snow as well? Crystal, I guess the further north you go, it should get colder, right? Yes, Scott, he did. That teacher got sacked. Won't move out there being punished by keeping... Yeah, I've heard, that... I heard that the power came back on today, but I was off for 3 days or something, and water, all the pipes are frozen and popping and things. It's all plastic snow. Yeah, that's... I haven't actually seen any videos of it, but I've heard people talking about that you can set this snow on fire. And a few people are pointing to HARP and saying, is this man-made? Gypsy Wade, West Virginia. Oh wow, that's almost heaven. Got ice, but not as bad as Texas. If the fan starts melting, yeah, I saw that picture of the ceiling fan that was covered in ice. Friends near Galveston. Yeah, Galveston had a snowstorm. And I just did a video on Galveston not long ago, and it's pretty much, as far as I can tell, it's just like it's almost like Perth, it's on the water, it's nice and warm, and now it's covered in snow. Do they ever get snow in Galveston? I actually didn't think that Texas got snow at all. Maybe in the mountains. So is this like really, really out of character, or do you guys get snow there sometimes? Where are we going here? If it goes black, lies like a marshmallow. Found footage. Ontario made snow, weather manipulation. They cannot do that. Exactly, Charlie, right? They're just there for our to help us. If you microwave the snow, it sparks. Oh god. Oh, aluminium. Oh, really? That would be the best. Heavy shake. Max makes time. Austin never shows. Never snows has been a pain to age 21. Oh, news, sorry, I'm not even right. News show, not snow. Okay. Right, Charlie B, Eric Smith. Hey Eric, how you going? You made it. Solar minimum, yeah, definitely we're going into a solar minimum. That's going on as well. Oh, Callum, it's all, okay, Callum, it's all to do with cow farts, apparently. No doubt, you know, Billy Boy will be on the news tomorrow telling us that it's all cow farts. And that's why we have to eat GMO Billy burgers, whatever they are. And I saw there's an article going around with Bill Gates, and it's got him drinking a glass of water, and apparently the water that he's drinking he got from this machine that they built, and it extracts water from poo. He's sitting there drinking shit water, and no doubt that's what he's going to want us to do, because clearly there's not enough water on the planet. I mean it's only 70% or something. I mean, all you have to do is apply heat, right, to get the salt out. So yeah, I think we should be squeezing poo for water. What do you reckon? Who's into some poo juice? Double mast cow... What? Double mast cow butts. Bilderberg, oh wow, yeah, let's just straight to the Soylent. Yeah, Soylent Green, hey? Bill is a psycho, he is. I keep saying he, you know, I mean, I don't know, what do you reckon? That you know, he's not really quite any gender, is he, old Billy Boy? Bill Gates hates the butcher. And then, you know, after he's doing all this, and after, you know, he's come out and said, you know, no one's allowed to eat meat. But he's on an interview saying that his favourite food is hamburgers. And he's also in an interview on film saying that he is probably the biggest producer of greenhouse gases. So he admits all this, and he's just going to keep going, but we all have to stop. You know, we all have to, because we're the problem, right? How many, are you the only moderator, Callum? Looks like a bit of a dangerous crowd, mate. Do you need some help? What do you reckon? You're just telling jokes. You're not even moderating. You're supposed to be whipping people into shape there, Callum. Face diaper. Nice name. CIA clone. Oh, golden showers. Oh, ouch. Melinda is Kevin Klein in drag. I know. I heard that, and I've seen the pictures, and yeah, well, go look for yourself, right? Biggest greenhouse gas hoarder. Blah. Oh, Tolga, how you going? The hue in the sunlight seems white, opposed to many decades ago. Yeah. I was talking about this last night. I did a show, if you haven't seen it, I did a live last night with Yogi Chanda. I haven't left the link, I'll put it in afterwards. And yeah, we were talking about how the sun changed colour, and how historically we have this story that Saturn used to be the sun. And so, you know, has the sun been replaced? Has one of, you know, the wandering planets, the luminaries, you know, has it sort of taken over and switched places with the sun? Because, you know, a lot of people are mentioning it, that the sun's just not that orangey yellow anymore. It's like this faded out white. You know, is that a new sun? Is that part of, is that our sun fading away, about to be replaced? You know, does it get replaced on March the 4th when we fully enter the age of Aquarius? I mean, I don't, this is the thing, because there's stories about the sun changing. There's stories about having two suns in the sky. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on at the moment. And astrologically, we've got the ages and all this kind of stuff. You know, we had, you know, the lineup on December 21st, you know, on the solstice. You know, we've got all this numerology and astrology stacking up on each other. So yeah, what do you reckon? I mean, could the could the sun have been replaced, or is it being replaced? It's way more. Yeah, it is. It does seem harsher. Like, it used to be kind of it used to be warm. Sort of more warmish rather than hot. Yeah, definitely. Because I even remember, being in Australia back, when I was growing up. We'd have weeks of, 45 Celsius plus, and literally the roads would melt. People, you'd drive your car, and people's tyres on their cars would be melting. They'd be ripping up the road because all the asphalt or the tar was melting, and the news people were out frying eggs on the footpath. But we used to get that all the time. But it didn't seem to. Maybe I was just a kid. It didn't seem to be as hot as 45 is now. 45 degrees now is really, really harsh hot. You can't stay out in it too long, that's for sure. Watch Show Me Sasquatch channel. He shows video every day of what is clearly two suns. Oh, thank you. There you go, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal Shaman. Last Vanguard. Sun does seem different. Now it's like radiation instead of warmth. Yeah, it is. It's more like a whitey. It's just different, isn't it? Marmalade sounds delish. I'm glad. Q-Essence. Blah blah blah. There are there are. Well, I don't know. That's another thing. There's patents for fake suns, and again, Billy Boy's involved. And there's patents for a machine that blacks out the sun. Lots of weird stuff, and it all been put up, on the green agenda, right? Because how dare you be human, and how dare cows fart? And this is the thing: it's not humans that own these massive corporations that go out, raping, destroying, and polluting the earth. It's these parasites who are at the top, who own these companies, but who are doing all the damage, and then they try and put it on us and say it's us who's doing it. So it's completely blinding. Sun is whiter. Autodidactic. Have you looked into the sun simulator? Yeah, I have. The sun. I've even seen some videos where they look at the sun and say, look, that looks like the sun simulated. They show like the black, circle in the very middle, and basically with a sun simulator, it's made out of like hexagons. So I've seen some video where they zoom in and it does seem to look like that. So, who knows? I don't know. 10 days of darkness, maybe they got that wrong and it was 2 months of darkness or longer, and they built a fake sun so that we didn't have to have the dark. I don't know. Are they doing that to block out the rays of the new sun? Did I say biggest greenhouse gas is water? We need to eradicate all water. Yeah, I agree, Callum, and I think we should start off with water that's contained in the human body. We should all dehydrate ourselves for the good of the planet. In fact, we should kill the planet for the good of the planet. I think that's a good plan. Our magnetic fields are there's a minimum going on at the moment, and you can feel it, you can see it. You can see it in comments, that people, so many people are still expecting the government, mind control to help them. Which is, a lot of people are waking up, but so many people are still expecting the government to do something. Apart from the fact that there isn't even a government in the US, I don't think. I don't know what's going on there. Australia's just, got a dictator in Victoria, basically. You can't trust these people, and we know, right? War, tax, orphans, how far do you want to go? This is what these people do, but so many people are still waiting for the government to do something. I mean, I was actually talking to my mum this afternoon on Messenger, and she's in her 70s. I know she's an older generation, but you know, I sort of said, oh, there's protests, it's all good, and she's like, oh yes, that's great, but when are the governments going? You know, that was like, I was sort of, oh, it's good to see people without masks on the street, and her literal next reply was, yes, that's great, when are the government going to do something? I mean, how does she not realise that it's the government who are doing something? They're locking people down. They're spreading false news about, you know, things that don't exist. They're destroying businesses. They're creating a massive. They're creating a pandemic in suicide, mental health. This is what the government is doing, but some people are still expecting them to help them. And I mean, and did this all come from these garden cities, guys? You know, these garden cities, you know, and the model towns and all that kind of stuff. Because this is a thing, you know, you get people, you know, who you know, bring them out into this environment, people who don't know anything. God knows where they came from, underground, you know, seems to be a likely place. But you bring them out, they don't know anything, and you teach them everything. And like I said, this is definitely what the World's Fairs were doing. You know, as far as going as getting people, bringing them in, and dressing them up, and putting them in little, you know, scenes, so to make them look like they were, you know, tribal, primitive, to give people the impression that that's how, you know, all these, you know, people live that aren't, you know, in the reclaimed buildings, basically. So it's complete indoctrination, and what it does is they give you the rules, like I said before, you know, you get your certificates, you get your licenses, and you know, you take that forward a few generations and add in school, and people just are looking for someone out there to come and save them. They're looking for, you know, the authority. They're looking, you know, for someone to give them the answer. And the crazy thing is the ones that they're looking towards are the ones that are doing the harm that they're actually trying to stop. So it's like there's some kind of psychosis out there. I don't, NPCs, I don't know. What do you reckon? You know, I mean, they can't all be paid actors, right? Or can they? I don't know. I know a lot of it's fake news, a lot of the stuff on the net and that, but as far as people in shopping centres, you know, they're everywhere. I was watching, there's a guy called Maskless Ninja on YouTube, so go check him out, Maskless Ninja. And he basically, all he does for his videos, he just goes into shops in the US without a mask, and people freak out. They lose their nerve. Like, it's bizarre. You've got to watch some of the videos. Like, people, it's just bizarre. You know, they start freaking out, running away, and then the staff start harassing him and following him, and of course then they get up and start, you know, trying to assault him, because of course it's such a deadly virus that you can't get within 6 feet of someone, right? Until they're not wearing a mask, apparently, until they're at that point that apparently they can spread the easiest. That's when you go up to them and manhandle them, because you believe they're deadly and they're going to kill you. I mean, it doesn't even make sense to them. Like, the logic they use doesn't even make sense. You know, just for that point, you know, they say, we're here, we're trying to save the world, how dare you come in without a mask? And then they all their actions say that they don't even believe that there's any pandemic. And this is what we're seeing. It's just bizarre. I never did lockdown or wear a mask. Nice. We had a lockdown for 5 days and masks for 2 weeks, but I never wore a mask. I don't know if I obeyed lockdown. It didn't really change anything for me. I guess it was on. Who cares? Buy homegrown, always. Grow homegrown too, guys. Good time to start growing. Collecting seeds, buying seeds, heirloom if you can get them. Start a small veggie patch, pots, whatever. I go into store all the time with that one. Nice pistol. I've never worn one. I've never put the antibacterial that stops the VE. I never put that on either. Never given my name. So I kind of feel, I don't know, I almost feel a bit bad because I know what some people have gone through. And, having the lockdowns and having to wear masks and that, but I've kind of escaped it all. Don't any politician, yeah, well, this is the thing. And policemen and nurses, all these people pushing this agenda. I mean, do none of them think about their kids and about, what this could be creating? And health professionals. What's the deal with health professionals telling you need to wear a mask? They, of anyone, should know that the masks don't work at all medically. It says it on the packet. The testing, the guy who invented it says it doesn't work on this V thing. But all these so-called medical professionals are pushing it to the point, like literally in hospitals, when there was lockdown, I actually had to change a doctor's appointment because they said if you come in, you have to wear a mask. I said, medical exemption? They said no. So I didn't go. But they should know more than anyone. Heading instinct with masks. Yeah, well, is a paycheck worth it? Selling out your country, your kids, especially the police, and the police in Victoria. I've seen them, pretty much the same in London. Definitely in India. Oh my God, they're horrendous in India, and through Europe as well. These police, they're just going and beating the crap out of people because they're peacefully protesting or they're not wearing masks. What makes them do that? I mean, would you do that for a paycheck? Would you sell your soul and sell out your people? And where do these people think they're going to end up? What do they think is going to be the end game here? Do they think that when this, pandemic is over, that everyone's just going to forget that they were walking the streets, beating the crap out of people, spraying pepper spray in their face, arresting pregnant women in their homes? No one's going to forget that. No one's going to forget that. And these people are going to have a hard time. So what makes someone do that? Are they just retarded? I mean, this is the thing. Are they NPCs? That just seems to be the easiest, sort of answer, is because they just seem so retarded. Are they NPCs? So I'm just trying to get my screen the right size. Still setting up a bloody hour into the stream. Not very good, is it? So there we go. Oh, they look tough, you police in Oz. Yeah, oh God, the ones in Victoria are shocking. They're disgraceful, disgusting. Peaceful protests in the US. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, peaceful towns down, and they've killed over 30 people, injured over 100, and I think so far the damage bill done in the US from the peaceful protests is about $6 billion. Is that right, or is it 60? I can't remember, but it's a lot. And then, apart from the fact that a lot of these buildings, they're all people's businesses that got closed down. Once they got destroyed, there's no chance that they'll ever open up again. Not after what's been after being forced to close for a year. They're not going to be able to rebuild and open. It's not. I mean, so again, are they all agent provocateurs? Are they all paid? Was this all part of the plan? Destroy industry. I guess if they want a fascist, communist world, they've got to destroy consumerism, right? I don't know. What do you think? How are we going? 292 viewers. All right, let's get to 300. Share this out. That's what Martin says. Share this out, guys. Share it out. Let's see if we can get 8 more people and we'll get to 300. Alright, so let me see what I have here to have a look at. Yeah, I've got some of these. Where am I? Oh, you can see that, cool. So this is Gallica. This is just more. Whoops. These towns, these garden cities. As you can see, they're absolutely. There's tons of them, and they're all these old world pre-designed cities. Let's see if this works. Oh, what bibliotheques? Oh, I don't want those ones. God, I don't know if these are going to work now that I've got them. Let's have a look. Excuse me. Alright, so let me get up my other pics then. What do we have here? Whee! Gallica takes a while to load. This is, so this is, where is it? The King's bombardment, and this says, it says bombardment by a Zeppelin. So they're dropping bombs out of a Zeppelin apparently. And it's, what does it say? King. I did find out where it was before, but now I can't work it out. I think it's, yeah, what's obviously in Europe, but these are pretty interesting pictures. For starters, look at everyone here. Like these, this is supposed to be, you know, a bombing scene. I'll show you the other photos where it looks a bit more destroyed, but this looks like they're looting, doesn't it? They got their little horse and cart passing. This guy's like, oh, whoops. Oh my God, caught us in the act. Passing out someone's furniture. Even this guy's looking over his arm. Hang on. This guy, what are you looking at? This guy's checking out the house on the other side, and he's got a gun with his bayonet. This guy down here, who looks like Stalin, he's got a gun with a bayonet as well. And all these people, I don't know, are these the people who own these houses? And they're just being told, you better stand there, and we're just taking all your stuff. Or is this, you know, a found city maybe, and they're just getting what they can before they let people move in? Because, I mean, look at this brickwork. This is an old world city. And I'll show you the destruction around this city. Sorry, it might just take a minute to load. Alright, so here we go, destruction. What is it? Oh yeah, Prince Rainier. Is it Rainier, I think? Is that right? Monaco? Is it down there? I think it might be down there. But look at this. This place got smashed from dropping bombs out of Zeppelins. Look at this wall, it's completely cracked. All red brick. And these guys just standing there for a photo opportunity, wearing the same clothes. What are they holding? I don't know what they're holding. Yeah, but look at this, and look what we have here, like big bits. Is that a big like metal piece of metal, like some kind of eyelet thing, hook thing? That looks like a wheelie bin. Yeah, so a bit of destruction. And this is, of course, how they dealt with the towns in the wars. They just went in. Because the funny thing about the wars is they never seem to attack, you know, little villages. They never attack towns that don't have old world buildings in them, do they? So I'm trying to do 3 things at once here. Here we go. So yeah, another one, and all the cops in there, photo opportunity, and again they just look like they're going through scavenging. What can you find in there? But I mean, look what they've done. They've just destroyed this whole place. Oh, can't even see this chat. Where is this? Yeah, Grand Raid, Aerial, King's Lynn. I don't think I can change that language. Bombs dropped by a Zeppelin. 1915, so it's World War One. Oh, there. Oh, or language French. Yeah, so maybe it's in France somewhere. But yeah, this is what I mean. This is what war is. You know, this is when you see like those pictures of Dresden and places like that. This is what's on the ground. Now, what is that? Just brickwork? Yeah, I thought that was a column in there for a minute. So yeah, just this is what war is. And I have one more shot here. Should keep talking. I'm talking now. Okay, here we go. And another photo opportunity. You know, he's saying this used to be my house. Now it's not. So I think they're all the same kind of thing. So yeah, so this is it. I think this is a dude who they're talking about who was a king. This guy. I think he's like one of the Monaco sort of people. Look at their golfing pants. Are they called pantaloons? I think they might be pantaloons. So there we go. Alright, so 1 minute. Okay. Picks of the day. I just thought we'd go through these, have a bit of a look. That you can't see that because it's not the right thing. Can't see that. That one. There we go. All right. Gosh, this should all be centered, shouldn't it? All right, there we go. Mud flutter for you. So this is just a house. Got a statue of a man in a top hat, and he's right in front of this window. So that's not a good window to have a view out of. And again, look at these. And this photo, or this, oh, it is a photo. This seems to be snow. Now, why would you build this window here in the ground with all this snow? It's just going to melt and go in. So, you know. Mud flutters. This is a nice old belfry. Just sitting, you know, I don't know what this is, a shop down here. And look at this, it's actually coming out of the building. It's a big round kind of tower. And these things are everywhere, and they just kind of say, oh, you know, the guy liked bells, so he built that. This, look how many of these, oh, I forgot, what are they called? I've forgotten the name of these now. Oh, gosh, okay. But they're everywhere, and look at the Antiquitech. See this, just the shape, same here. So, you know, are these all the same tech, but on different sizes? You know, because we have things like this on the roof, we have the little handheld monstrums, and then we have the, you know, the things inside the cathedrals, the, you know, the ornate, whatever you want to call them, Antiquitech bits and pieces. And of course, look at the size of the people. That's a person there. And that's the door. Who was this built for? Who was this built for? And, okay, now this, I think it is the one in, where is it? Is it St. Anne's? Is that right? Where they did the regrading. Okay, the town slips my mind, but yeah, check this out. Church, and obviously they've dug this out, and you can't see too much, but basically, see this whole front bit's just falling off in the stairs, because this church, and it clearly goes straight down here. You can see the wall there a bit, you can see a bit of the corner. Now, if this did not go down into the ground, there's no way that that church is sitting on a foundation that small or on a piece of sand like that. And of course, you know, they tell us they built this 100 years ago, but then later on they could only build little wooden bridges and little bits of crap. So, you know, how much of history is under our feet? The sun. Oh, okay, that's the moon. That's why the photo's in there. So clearly in this photo, this is the sun, this is being made by the sun, and this is the moon in the same photo, just above each other. You know, the narrative we're given, you know, eclipses and all this stuff, and the moon shines. I mean, I know they go on different orbits, but yeah, you're not supposed to really be able to see that, are you? It was built for the little people. This is the only one that actually had Marcus. Yeah, train tracks as well. They did have that in that last one. Now this is a guy who makes, what's it called? I can't remember if it's called like kinetic art or sort of fractal art or whatever, but you can see he's made this sphere, this ball, and when you shine light through it, look at the shadow you get. You get these perfect symmetrical, like cymatic type shapes, the same kind of stuff we see in the cathedrals in the stained glass window. So I have no idea how long it took him to make that, but oh my gosh. I mean, how do you even get the hole in the middle? There's no hole in this. Very cool. Yeah, you know. What do you want to say about that? Look, it's just in the middle of the desert too. Like, that's cool. Yeah, right. This is an organ. Organs, fixed organs up at the altar where you get altered, and look at the size of these pipes. These obviously are people. This people could fit in this pipe. And of course, I mean, yeah, right. I mean, looking at this with the wood now, and it's a pipe organ, that the age of this would be, you know, at least 1900, if not earlier. You know, and this is the thing, even with the metal industry, you know, and making things out of metal, it wasn't that old at 1900, you know. All these industries really, we're told, came around in the 1850s pretty much, 60s maybe, 70s. But, you know, before you know it, they're building these. I mean, it looks like a, you know, flutes for giants. Maybe they're just like actually, but that thing's ridiculous. I mean, and why have they got speakers there? Like, you'd need to amplify the sound coming out of this. These dudes are crazy. Berlin. Woo. Bahnhof Friedrichstrasse. Another belfry. Just everywhere. Look at this. Looks a lot like, you know, all the buildings we see, you know, Crystal Palacey type, and just this shape. You know, there's so many, you know, hangars, right? All the hangars are this shape these days. And of course we're, you know, speculating maybe they were something to do with airships. Of course it's a train station, it's all double decker. You know, back in 1900 or whatever, man-made shorelines. You know, look at this bridge just coming straight out of the train track, it's train station. And this bridge. Look at the Antiquitech down here. 2 pillars. I mean, look at that. Just for a footbridge. And of course, excuse me, I need another coffee. Horse and cart days. This is all horse and carts. And this is what they've been building. They've dragged all this material in on their horse and carts to build this. So, yeah. They're doing pretty well. That's not a mud flutter. That's a basement. Yeah. Oh, was that from Martin? Flat Earth? No. Yeah, this was an actual mud flood in the 20s, I think. You may have seen this before, but look at this. All these cars buried a metre or so just from a mud flood. So that's, that's a little one. That's the kind of stuff that can happen. That's a small picture. Alright, wow, okay, so what is this? This is something. I have no idea, but it looks pretty cool. Designer, look at this. What is that? So I've got the building there. So this must be this bit at the top there. I have no idea. It looks like an amphitheatre. And then we've got steps going down underground. Is this all brick? I don't know. This is just a collection of photos, and I haven't actually looked at this file for a while. This guy just had his COVID-19 vaccine. As you can see, he's doing well. It's looking a lot like Nancy Pelosi there. Oh, and Port Sunlight. There we go, Port Sunlight. Where sunlight and Lifebuoy soaps are made. There you go, in the town that they built for soap. And soap operas. We just looked at that. Now this, look at this. Just to show you what they do. This was the building. Right, nice old world building. And look what they did to it. And this is just, this is a bit of an extreme, an extreme, version of it. You can see what they've done, right? They've completely they've just kept the base and restructured the whole top, cut it up, cut bits out of it, smashed it around, and just turned it, into this modern, and this is what they'd have to say, right? It's modern. It's modern architecture. This other stuff's old. We need to get rid of the old stuff. But as Flat Earther says, that's an act of vandalism. And of course, Martin mentioned this morning that he's been talking to someone. He didn't say heaps, but basically, he's saying that he can go into old world buildings and connect them up, reset up the electricity, so it sounds like he's saying that he can get them running again. So yeah, keep your ears peeled for that. That's Martin said he's the corona crowning of the 666. There you go, executive order protecting vulnerable newborn infant children's. Hang on, what's this all saying? But basically, guys, obviously don't, yeah. So this says, your infant incubators in the 1870 1900, yeah, with living infants, we all know about that. What's he saying? Okay, birth. I thought this was about the 666 and things. Nice mud flood village. But this thing that they want to poke into people, that has a substance in it. I got a message from Cameron today, and here was some pictures that was showing that basically one of the ingredients in it is an ingredient that is basically a poison they use to kill people with lethal injection things. What was it? Sodium something? But yeah, And if you don't know, it's not even a V word, because I can't say that. It's gene therapy, and it's going to change your RNA makeup. So once you have this stuff, once it's in you, it seems like that's it. You know, there's no going back. If it affects you badly, well, bad luck at that point. Flying people. Look at this guy. He's got his wings on. He's got his little propeller at his feet. I'm not sure how he's making it spin, but he's smoking a cigarette while he's flying around. This lady's got a seat. She's doing it the right way. Bat wings. And a big one up there. So there you go. Flight. Nice fairy castle. Maybe that's what dragons were. People in these types of things, right? Who knows? What do you reckon? There's a horse, of course. What does it say down there? The king of mules. Oh, I don't think they're... Oh, they are? Okay, wow, they're not even horses. Look at that. They're mules. What the? 1896. So they're not... I thought they're not even horses. They are mules. Their bodies look like... draft horses. What are they called? Clydesdales? But see their faces? See that looks like a donkey. What the hell? Now, that's a big donkey. If we used to have giant people, would we also maybe have had giant donkeys? What do you think? How did they tame them? God. And imagine how big these things, what are they called? Bridles or harnesses or whatever. Imagine how big that'd be. Yeah, they're mules, yeah, or donkeys, asses. Yeah, unfortunately, Zao probably were the last of their kind. More giants. Here you can see, and this is what we see in the architecture, isn't it? You know, we see the ridiculously oversized buildings, you know, like the Vatican. Then we see the oversized buildings. You know, and we've got the normal sized people down here. So, I mean, there you go. What, is that a true picture? Did we used to have? You know, could we have skeletons of all these different sizes? This says 1856. The giant, what's that? Giant family. The giant something family. Maybe that's mum and dad and their kids got smaller and smaller. They had a lot of kids though. There you go. People are just... Smiling snow squirrel wants a RV crap. Are you doing the van life thing, are you? Snow squirrel? Yeah. RVs in the US, are they like trailers, or are they, that's an actual like a van, right? Like a motorhome, is that right? Like a Winnebago, is that an RV? Am I talking to Squirrel? Where is he? Because I've got a bus that I need to get fixed up, but I've only got one arm. So what we need, and I was thinking that, you know, it'd be good to have a meet up again soon. Someone might need to pick me up though, because I can't drive. But yeah, it'd be good to get down to Fremantle and have a look around. Maybe even get into the prison, have a look there. I've been talking with someone who's got some drones. So we're going to try and get into Fremantle and maybe down at the old power station and get the drones up and get some footage of of the roofs from above. But yeah, a meet-up. But yeah, I mean, we could also do a working bee, and everyone in Perth could come to my house and fix my bus, because I've only got one arm. What do you reckon? I will pay you all with love. Oh, it's a construction photo. I found it. Look at that. It's buffering, is it? Oh, censored. What's with the giants? Is it buffering? Is it all good? Is it buffering again, is it? Oh, bloody hell. Okay, let me just check. What does it say? Oh, it says it should be good quality. Okay. Alright, I'm just, alright, hopefully not. Now I don't know what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, you should all come and fix my bus. Yeah, check out this shot. Construction photo, obviously. I mean, look at the size of that tower on this building. That tower is taller than this building. I mean, is that, that's surely not how you would, build things, with engineering and that, that's top heavy. There must be a lot more of this under the ground. And then look at, and look what's around. There's just nothing around. It's just all being, it literally looks like they've gone in and they've cleared it all away. And even look, see down the edge here, it looks like they've literally been in, clearing that out to one level. You could almost see like the mud level, or is that just the pillars? But yeah, construction photo, old world buildings. Gypsy Wade, RV equals motorhome. Okay, so it's not like, because we have, in Australia, we have caravans, what we call caravans, and that's what you guys in the US call trailers. So yeah, there we go. Blocking, what? Blocking. True drawing means little. Come visit Melbourne at the same time. Yeah, well, this is the thing. When this all goes away and we can travel, that's the plan. Do some van lifing. So I've got like a coaster, a Toyota Coaster. It's awesome, 1984. But it's really cool. It's it's got all the running gear and everything is really, really good. It's got a kitchen, it's got solar panels, it's got a queen size bed almost. That's what I'm trying to build. Yeah, it's got seats, battery, all the bits and pieces, fridge, gas cookers. So yeah, I just want to get that sorted up and then do some travelling. Go around Oz. I need to do some travelling overseas as well. When this all when we destroy the mind controllers. Got lots of people I need to solve. But yeah, so this, look at the size of this entranceway. And what do you think that they're trying to promote here, guys? You think they're trying to get everyone to believe something? They've taken the horoscopes off, I think. Because that should be the horoscope. Okay, they're just hidden so you can't see them, of course. So yeah, there you go. Look, I mean, this is obviously just a drawing. Oh my God, that's a dude. Dude, why are you wearing a dress, Jupiter? There's Neptune, Saturn. Okay, so we've got, look, these are people. These are people. These are people at the top here, on this balcony. And look, there's even more in these windows. That's ridiculous. What the? Wow, I'm going to have to try and find an actual photo of that thing. I'm guessing it's real. Wow. Winnebagos. Check out Gina Maria, Colvin Hill channel, everyone. Hippie Shake. What do they do, Hippie Shake? Hi Morning Glory. Oh, thanks, Forever Flat. Where are you? Are you in Sydney? Is that right? Or New South Wales? Yeah, another sort of giant-esque photo. Now, what's this? Is that a date? Ani, what have we got there? 1082? Or what? What's going on there? That looks like a bomb. Look at the size of these people. Look at them. Tiny little people. These are horses, I mean. And then look at the size of this structure. And look, looks like it's illuminated. I mean, that could be fire, but that doesn't, this bit here doesn't look like fire. So there you go, that's a nice old world building. Look at the size of that thing. And look at this. Look at the, see these people? And here as well. And there, I guess. Do they look bigger than these? Like these people here? I mean, well, it wouldn't be perspective because they'd be further away, wouldn't they? Because they're sort of up and out. They look bigger than these people. Maybe. Don't know. Oh, here we go. What's this? There you go. I682. This was from I682. And that's what was going down. I mean, that's... the narrative they give us, there's no way that could be constructed in I682 or 1682. Oh, some old shipyards. I have no idea what this is doing in here. Ships. Cape Town. See, this is South Africa. And look at this mud flutter. We see this a lot, don't we, with these big stairways at the front. And at the back, they're always hiding mud flooding windows. Look at this steeple here, this tower, again. Double belfries, fractal stacking, geometry, they look like octagons. What does that say? Yep, Cape Town, Africa. And look, we have this building that you see everywhere. They're in, well, they're in every capital city. There we go, look at that one. And again, it's this whole thing of just dirt, no trees, or any trees here have been planted recently. Huge building. These are people here, oversized, in the middle of nowhere. Oh, actually, maybe there's a city behind it, but this doesn't look like much out here. And it's a mud flutter. Oh, here we go. What's the Kaisahone? Palais? Is that what it says? Don't know. Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. A bit of law for you guys. Natural versus artificial. Nature or God. Nature, God is man or woman. And man or woman is above government. So this is natural, and this sits on top of the artificial. So living lawful, private rights, lawful standing. Artificial is the government, which is a corporation, which we know. Corporation is nothing, has no power or jurisdiction over us. They turn us into dead legal personalities. They're only for public privileges and legal status. So this is what we need to leave. We need to leave the Babylon, Babylon, right? Because this whole system is set on legalese, and when you don't know legalese, when you don't know their language and how to talk in a court, they say that you babble. You babble. So it all goes back to Babylon. That's a rather large bell. Yeah, the nice crack. They're all cracked. They're all cracked, but oh man, look at the size of that thing. It looks a bit low, doesn't it? Why would you build something like this to hold a bell and that size and have it this low from the ground? It's definitely a giant bell, isn't it? Here we have another one. Oh, well, same, another view, same bell, same crack. I mean, you'd want to trust this driving underneath it, wouldn't you? The bells, Quasimodo, the bells, right? The bells. This is the government, the mind controllers sitting on top, squeezing the revenue and wealth out of the people. And of course, they've paid someone to actually turn it, the squeezy thing for them. Now, you can always find a human that's going to sell out, right, for a bit of gold. And then we have the people, the educated people, they're going, but should you really be doing this? But they're not actually doing it. They're not stopping. No one's pushing this guy out of the way. They're just going, oh, I don't know. It could be a moral issue. Could go against my ethics. This is Louis XIII, apparently. And, of course, fleur-de-lis, right? Fleur-de-lis everywhere. And, of course, on top of the scales, the justice as well. Keep refreshing. Okay, I better read this. Is this... is it buffing? Is it getting bad again? Right, I'll just go through the rest of these pics and then... oh my god, it's 10 o'clock and then, yeah, that's a few hours and we'll... keep refreshing. Alright, so I'm hoping, yeah, that it's not too bad for you guys as far as buffering. Whoops. This is Port Elizabeth, South Australia. And look at this. I mean, look at the artwork on it. How Egyptian does that look? Massive obelisk in the middle of the street. This is horse and cart time. It doesn't look... what's going on there? I don't know, what do you reckon? Is this maybe mud flooded? This one? But yeah, this is there a date there? Like, I mean, this is Australia, guys, you know. Founded 1788, you know the story. Town hall, blah, blah, blah. Nice big gas lighter there. Look at this obelisk. And then right down the street, completely built out, wall to wall, antiquitech everywhere. South Australia, this is, you know, around 100 years after, you know, Captain Cook supposedly rocked up. Shovels and no doubt some laser cutting equipment, I think. How we going? We're still buffering. Mud flood. Just to show again, these are at the angle on this house as it gets filled up around the corner there. So down here it's actually got an extra level than it does here. The history, and there we go. Now this, I think John Levi showed this a couple of years ago, this shot. Obviously it's in Russia. All these people, and these seem to be some kind of tracks. And these are some kind of balls. And these people seem to be waiting to get in them and get shot down these tracks. And look, this is one of them in the sky, guys. Can you see that? So what's going on here? And can you see these all have a carving on them? Well, they probably have multiple. That's like the face of, who is that? Is that like Shiva? Definitely looks, you know, Indian. You know, from sort of Sanskrit. And this is Russia. And look, there's one flying in the air. So what do you make of that? Buffering still? Okay, sorry. Alright, I shall try and... I've just got a few more photos and then we'll let it go. Not winning. Not winning. YouTube is losing. Oh, we are winning. Yay, winning. Nice dome. Here's the other side. I needed to put those together really, didn't I? I mean, but yeah, you know. Look at that piece of antiquity sitting there. Also in that one, that's in where is it? Germany, Holland, somewhere like that. Look at the angle of the wheels.